Hey, it's Insane Rider. Welcome to the channel, The Budget Gamer. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending where on the globe you are. Getting ready to roll out another night of fun. Just going to check a few things on my hardware side, since it's typically a daily struggle. But so far, it looks like things are kind of rolling on. I will press forward. Tonight, I decided that I wanted to focus on a deck that is centered around Marshadow. So if you were on last night, I was playing the new kind of spicy first place deck that was came in first place last weekend Ursa Day's Pocket tournament. It's basically a Golem Drudagon deck that's got Marshadow in it and Hitmonlee as well. And I struggled to really get Marshadow in the game. And I think I was struggling because I was spending a little too much time powering up everything else and not giving Marshadow the due that it needs to be effective. So I looked around. I found some different decks that kind of focused or centered around Marshadow a little bit. And so I'm going to go ahead and try one out. See what I think, and see if I can at least improve on my skills with Marshadow. So the deck that I'm looking at right now is kind of a spicy fighting deck. As you can see, it has one Mew EX. And let me go ahead and give you the full rundown here. It's got one Mew EX. It has two Hitmonlees, two Marshadow, two Farfetch'd, one Taurus, one Potion, two X-Speed, two Pokeball, two Professor's Research, two Giovanni, two Sabrina, and one Leaf. So the thought process behind this deck is that you've got Hitmonlee who can kind of work the bench, especially if we got a Gyarados with, say, a Magikarp sitting back there. So I'm going to try tonight to get Hitmonlee to the active spot early and try to kind of pepper the back line, the bench a little bit. You got Farfetch'd as another frontliner who, 1 energy, 40 damage is pretty strong. So I'll be using Farfetch'd to maybe put some initial early game pressure on. Marshadow, I'll be keeping on the bench. I really need to make sure Marshadow has a point of energy so that in the event of a KO, I can bring Marshadow to the front, add that second energy, and do a 100-point strike, which is pretty healthy. So that's kind of the game plan there. And then I've got the two big hitters. I've got Mew, who can come in with genome hacking. As you can see, that's a colorless attack. And I'll have Taurus, who is also fighting with colorless energy. And basically, if we take a look at this card here for Taurus, it's a 40 plus, it's 3 energy. And if I'm up against an EX, it's doing 80 more points of damage. So that's kind of the plan. Again, my strategy is going to be kind of Hitmonlee early with Farfetch'd as well if needed, depending on my deal. Marshadow, I'm going to focus on tonight, having at least 1 energy on the bench. And then I'm going to try to get the 2 heavy hitters out and see how this deck plays. I think it's going to do pretty well against the meta. The deck is probably better than how I'll be able to play it. It's another new deck for me tonight, so I'm sure I'm going to struggle and make some mistakes along the way. I'll also try to minimize what I'll call my silly mistakes, spending too much time streaming and talking, but after all, we're here to kind of visit, have some fun, and participate in some conversation. So I don't want to just kind of be quiet. So I'll do my best to try to minimize my errors there as well. And along the way, if you have any questions, feel free to leave me a question in the chat. If you want to try to battle with anyone, again, my shared battle is budgetgame. BUDGETGAME, all lowercase. So that's something we've been using offline. So budget game, if you're looking for any private matches. But with all that said, let's go ahead and get started. So I'll be streaming for anywhere from 1 to 3 hours. Kind of depends on how my voice does. I've been struggling with the cold. As you can probably hear, I'm even a little bit more losing my voice than before. So we'll see how long until my voice either gives out or it gets a little difficult to do. But I really hope everyone has some fun tonight. This is my first episode, what I'm just calling Pocket and Chill. I'm going to bring something new to the table, hopefully. I might be grinding an event. Just going to be playing some Pocket. Giving my audience an opportunity to connect in, maybe exchange some conversations, get to meet a new people like we've done over the last few days. Once trading comes out, you know, the chat can be an opportunity to kind of look to make some trades, depending on how trading works. But overall, it's just more of a social community type get together. Run my stream in your background. Maybe you're playing as well. Like last night, one person was wrapping presents for the holiday. So, I just kind of throwing this out there. It's called my Pocket and Chill, and let's get started. Going to go over to Versus. Going to dive right into the event. I just need to switch out. Here it's Fighting Spice. That's going to be my deck that I'm going to be playing tonight. Gone through the review, so with that, let's just go ahead and dive in and see how things go. All right, up against a level 34, Snorlax, one of my favorite character icons. Try to minimize my sniffles, try to minimize my coughing. Definitely wrestling a cold. Hopefully my audio is coming in good. Looks like my stream is healthy. My facial recognition seems to be on point today. So with that, let's see how things go. My iPad's fired up, ready to go. So Hitmonlee to the active spot. So again, that's going to be my plan tonight. Try to get Hitmonlee into the active spot, work him early. Marshadow to the bench. I need to focus on getting Marshadow at least 1 point of energy. Last night I kind of ignored that. I've got Farfetch'd and Hitmonlee. All my cards are pretty much basic, so I'm going to sit right there for a moment and not go any further. Actually, yeah, still kind of learning this deck. Let me start right there. But look at the beautiful deal my opponent has. Pikachu EX. 3 on the bench. Right out of the gate, so I'm right in the swing of my normal luck of not the greatest deal for me and amazing deals for my opponent. I wish I knew how to market this. I could market it and sell it so that you could use it to your advantage, by receiving all these great deals. All right, so with that said, I'm going to go ahead and Hitmonlee with 1 point of energy. I've got a 90-point strike, not too far off. I'm going to go ahead and bring Farfetch to the bench. With that, Giovanni, what I learned, you can't use Giovanni with Hitmonlee. As you see, it says to your active Pokemon, to the opponent's active Pokemon. So unfortunately, I wasted 1 Giovanni last night trying to do that. So with this, I'm going to go ahead and start an attack. I will just go ahead and pick on a Magnemite. And my opponent conceded. Okay. Well, maybe something came up. Maybe they had to do something. That's odd. They sure looked like they were in the driver's seat, but maybe they're just claiming matches. So anyway, I guess that puts me up 1-0. I'll take the easy giveaway gimme match. I'm not going to complain. And let me go ahead and proceed on. And thanks. And with that, let's dive into my second match. I tried to do a little better tonight, keeping track of my win-loss record. I don't know why, I always struggle. I seem really good at keeping track of my losses. Not so good at keeping track of my wins, but maybe that's my not so competitive nature of just trying to play and have fun and not being so focused on getting the W. All right, did not get my Hitmonlee for the front. Farfetch'd is the go-to backup. So I do have one of those. And I have my Taurus. Taurus is going to need 3 energy, but could be a very heavy hitter, especially with an EX heavy meta that we have rolling right now, whether it's Gyarados EX, Pikachu EX, or Mewtwo EX, or even Mew EX. So Pidgeot EX. So I think Taurus is probably a slipped-on card a little bit. With that, I'm going to go ahead and start the battle. Thanks again for joining. I know I have a lot of subscribers in India and Indonesia, so I just want to always give you all a shout out, a call out, say thanks for having my channel go viral when it came to subscriptions over there. Really appreciate the support. I know that we may have some language barriers as far as live streams and stuff, but we can always use Google Translate. If not, just drop me a reaction or maybe an emoji or something. That'd be great, but if not, that's cool as well. All right, my opponent looks like he's playing the exact same deck I am. So, like I said, I picked this deck up. It was kind of making the rounds, so I'm not too so surprised to see it. If my opponent's been playing it longer than I have, I'm only in my second match, one round into it. They're probably going to have an advantage over me, as I'm completely new to this. So I do have a Hitmonlee. I'm going to go put Hitmonlee to the bench. Going to use this second Pokeball. There's the Marshadow, so I'm looking for Marshadow. With this start, I'm going to go ahead and use Professor's Research. Giovanni, another Professor's Research, Professor Oak back in my hand. I'm going to go ahead and assign this point of energy to Farfetch'd. And with that, I'm going to start off with a Leak Slap. 40 points of damage. It's going to make my opponent think a little bit. So they can stay in, try to go for a hit to the bench. Perhaps they have a potion, something like that, that they can use to stay up one more turn. But if they don't, then they're probably going to have to retreat and not be able to utilize Hitmonlee's ability to attack the bench. Okay, let's see what they got in store for us tonight. My opponent's just thinking through things. Are they going to try to execute that stretch kick, or are they going to retreat back? Tough decision. Looks like they're setting up Marshadow with a point of energy. Basically going to be my thoughts exactly. So what I'm going to do, well, first I'm going to start off with Professor's Research again. There's a Mew EX, a Leaf. Leaf's in the deck just from what I've gathered, as an extra, basically X speed. I'm going to go assign my point to Marshadow. I'm going to call it 1 for 1. And with that, I'll go ahead and get this game started. Farfetch with a strike. My opponent can come in. We can exchange. Then I can exchange back if they so choose, want to go that path. But putting that point down on my Marshadow may make them consider another alternative. And they do. So they're going to go ahead and go with their Farfetch to the front. Another Marshadow to the bench. Pretty much got a mirror match battle going tonight. And there's an attack there. I will go ahead and think what I'll do right now is going to use my X speed. I'm going to bring back Farfetch'd. And I'm going to go ahead and put Hitmonlee into the front. So I still got Marshadow with 1 energy, so I still got that KO attack there. I'm going to go ahead at this point, use this potion on Farfetch'd, just in case I see a Hitmonlee pop up on my opponent, and proceed forward. I'm going to go ahead and give Hitmonlee 1 energy. And I know Giovanni's not helpful, so at this point, I'm going to go ahead and going to work on this other Marshadow. Because I know if the other one pops up, I've got 100 points. Potentially. I got a little coverage there. My opponent just kind of thinking through things. I'm sitting on Giovanni, Hitmonlee, Mew EX, and Leaf in my hand, sitting on 4 cards. My opponent's sitting on 6 cards. So they haven't had the best of deal. They're going to move another point of energy to the other Marshadow, kind of give them coverage. There's a second hit right there. Alright, so with that, I will... Looking at pretty good coverage right here. I can give, if I give them the lead, the next takedown, then that would give them 2-1. I would go 2-2, and then they'd have their Marshadow. So I've got to get my sequence back here to where I need to be. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, since I'm sitting on Leaf, I'm going to go ahead and retreat back. And I'm going to put the Taurus to the front. Again, I want to kind of survive this a little bit. With that, I'm going to give Taurus 1 energy. I'm just not quite in striking distance with Farfetch'd or Hitmonlee to take that 2-1 lead. Well, assuming 1-0 right now, but assuming they had one. So I need to get back into the more offensive side of this equation. With that, I'm going to end my turn. All right, so we got the mirror match, match number 2. I won the first one, an easy concede. Opponent's going with a Pokeball. Thanks for joining again tonight. Sorry I'm a little sick, under the weather. Hopefully my voice will last long enough. Mew EX to the bench. They've got a good distribution of energy right now. They're sitting on... I'm going to say they've got a little bit of an advantage. So I'm going to go ahead with that. I'm going to bring my Marshadow to the front. I can always soak up that Farfetch'd attack and then use my Leaf to come back. They've got that double Marshadow, so I've got to get myself in a position where I'm ready to strike for a point. All right, so but I can't waste too much time because then that Mew will get powered up. I'm going to ask Leaf to come in and help out. I'm going to retreat my Marshadow back. Put the Taurus back out to the front. With that, I'm going to give Taurus a second energy point. And end my turn. So, really good match we got going here. Very strategic. The Marshadows on the bench are definitely a deterrent. Mew EX now has 2 energy. There's another 40-point strike. Alright, so where am I going to head? I'm still struggling to get that 1-1, 2-1, 2-2. I think right now I am going to go ahead and I'm really struggling with this one. I think what I'll do is I'm looking at that Mew coming in. So that Mew coming in is quite the threat. So I'm going to go ahead and use an X speed. I'm going to bring Taurus back. I'm going to go ahead and put Farfetch'd. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and use Hitmonlee. Reason behind that is I'm going to go ahead and assign an energy point. And I know I can do 100 points with Taurus. So I need to go ahead and use a stretch kick to get that Mew down to 1 strike. And with that, my turn's over. So very, very strategic battle we got going here. I've kind of distributed damage all across my Pokemon, all across the bench. Could be looking for Farfetch'd, could be attacking and taking out my Hitmonlee. I can execute my Marshadow. They can execute theirs. And then it's just a matter of how it's going to play out after that. So I'm going to go ahead at this point, and I'm going to go with my Marshadow. Kind of almost committed to having to do this right now, but it will at least let me... I can get Mew out and going if I need to. So I'm going to... I've got a 100-point strike sitting in front of me, so I'm going to ask Sabrina to help out. So I got a Marshadow to the front. I still have a little bit of room to work with here. Right now the Mew doesn't seem 3 energy. I don't think I'm going to make 3 energy, so I'm going to go with another Marshadow. I'm going to bring this energy point up to my Marshadow, my active one, and with that I'm going to go ahead and attack. So at this point, I expect to see their Marshadow come into play. Yep. A little bit of the struggle bus. I just needed... My opponent had that second Marshadow down, and that's kind of been the game changer in this match. And trying to work around it the entire time. Trying to reposition myself back to being able to counter an attack, but I haven't been able to. So this will tie it up at 2-2. Alright, so we know we've got either a genome attack or a 40 point. So I'm going to go ahead at this point, put my other Marshadow in. So let's see how I'm going to play this out. I've got Mew, but I just don't think I have enough juice to get Mew up there. I think what I'm going to do... I need 2 more rounds. I don't know if I can buy... Can't buy 2 rounds. Giovanni, Farfetch'd, Mew. I'm going to go ahead and put Hitmonlee onto the bench. I'm short a little energy here. Well, the only thing I can really do at this point... even if I go to Marshadow, I'm still not going to have enough energy on my Taurus to take 2 shots. I'm about running out of time. I'm going to just put it on Marshadow for now. I'm really kind of conflicted on how to approach this. Kind of got myself in a little bit of a quandary. Great match, though, to start off the second match. I think this game literally came down to the initial hands dealt. With 2 Marshadows on the other side. Second one right now I'm facing. Kind of the key difference. My second Marshadow didn't arrive till later in the match. There's a 40-point strike. A little bit on the struggle bus. I'm going to ask Sabrina to help out. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to ask Sabrina to help out. Trying everything I can to just shift myself around into the driver's spot, but so far I've just been a passenger in this match. My opponent's thinking through how they want to proceed. They're going to go ahead and bring Taurus to the front. Good move on their part. I'm going to go ahead and retreat Marshadow. I'm going to put I think I'm going to go with Hitmonlee to the front, just because I need the extra health. I'm going to move this energy here, and I better hurry up and attack with a stretch kick and hit Farfetch'd. So doing everything I can. Bringing that Hitmonlee kind of allowed me to, versus putting on the other Farfetch'd or the Mew, allows me to kind of focus back on the bench while my opponent and I kind of go back and forth. Alright, so they're bringing a Marshadow to the front. We know we got to choose a Pokemon to switch in. That's going to be the Taurus. I should be able to withstand this attack. Oh, the weakness I didn't catch. Dang it. Yeah. I was close. I gave it everything I got. I didn't catch that weakness. Down to one turn. I had him on the next turn. So that was a great match from my opponent. Mirror match came right down to the very last. I was buying myself some time, but just not quite enough. All right. That puts me at 1 win, 1 loss. Again, I'm doing a little bit of a fighting spice deck tonight. The reason for that is, here's the build I ran last night. I ran a Golem deck with 2 Geodudes, 2 Gravelers, 2 Golems, 2 Druddigon, 1 Hitmonlee, 1 Marshadow, 1 Potion, 2 Pokeball, 2 Professor's Research, 2 Brock, 1 Giovanni, and 2 Leaf. I did pretty well with that deck, but I really struggled on getting Marshadow into the match. And so I really wanted to see how strong Marshadow is, because I've been hearing a lot of good things about it. I spent a little time today researching, looking around on the internet, seeing what Marshadow decks are kind of making their rounds. I found one that looked pretty interesting, and that's the deck I'm playing tonight. So this deck I have tonight has 1 Mew EX, 2 Hitmonlee, 2 Marshadow, 2 Farfetch'd, 1 Taurus, 1 Potion, 2 X Speed, 2 Pokeball, 2 Professor's Research, 2 Giovanni, 2 Sabrina, and 1 Leaf. Waiting for my opponent to return. I'm not going to 2 Ralts. Not a whole lot I can do right now, so in my turn. So the kind of the concept or thought, strategy, or gameplay on this deck is basically kind of using Hitmonlee to get out front, kind of whittle down the bench. You know, a couple attacks against a Ralts to try to avoid a Gardevoir. Maybe an attack against a Magikarp to take out a Gyarados. Got Farfetch'd, who's a good pressure early in the match. 1 energy, 60 health, 40 damage. This is pretty good. And then you got Taurus, kind of EX coverage. And then Marshadow for KO coverage. All right, Pokeball. That gives me a Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee to the bench. Now, I could go ahead and use a Sabrina right now. to avoid that another 10-point attack, but I'm just going to hold off on that. And with that, I'm going to give this energy to Farfetch'd. I'm going to chase after this Ralts. So I'm going to go ahead and attack for 40. And then I'm going to look to bring Hitmonlee to the active spot and follow that attack up with a 30 from Hitmonlee. So, but unfortunately, my opponent gets 2 evolutions, so that cuts that plan out of the equation. There's a nice piece of damage right there. Okay. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and continue on with Farfetch'd. I'm sitting on 2 Sabrinas. Yep, they're going to concede. Okay. All right, so that puts me up 2-1. Not too bad of a start. Biggest challenge for me, it's a brand new deck, so I got to get used to the strategy. And then on top of that, I really want to learn to be able to play more effectively with Marshadow. All right, a quick thanks to Master James. Puts me up 2-1, 2 wins, 1 loss. And with that, I'll start my next match. Thanks again for joining. I appreciate, even if you're stopping by just for a minute or two, every little bit of watch time helps. Again, I am demonstrating and playing a kind of a spicy fighting deck centered around trying to improve my skills with Marshadow. Okay, Hitmonlee to the front. With that, I'll go ahead and start the battle. Vulpix Ponyta, so it looks like we're looking at a budget Blaine deck. I've been running this deck with a Flareon and having really good success with it. One of my favorite decks to play. Okay, my opponent's okay, 2 Vulpix, 1 Ponyta right out of the gate. That's great news for them. I'm going to start off with a Pokeball. Always Pokeball before Professor's Research. There's a Farfetch'd. I will put Farfetch'd on the bench. Professor's Research. Really, what I'm looking for right now is a Taurus and a Marshadow. I'll go with the Marshadow. I'll hold off on the other Farfetch'd. I'm going to ask Hitmonlee. He's going to need a little energy if he ever wants to come back. So with this, I'm going to go for a Tail Whip. Or excuse me, I'm going to do a Stretch Kick and hit the Vulpix in the back. Oh, come on. Just because I don't know if they're going to have which Rapidash. They could have the one that coin flips to 100, or they could just have the standard 40. I don't know. Well, I know the Vulpix is going to be a 90-point attack, so I definitely want to focus on that the Vulpix evolution to Ninetales ahead of the Ponyta right now. My opponent is thinking through how they want to use that energy. Now they have a Tail Whip that can basically pause me from doing anything. All come down to a coin flip. But they got their Ninetales, so they're going to pass up on that coin flip. So right now, probably the direction I'm going to probably go is I'll probably go for the Vulpix. That probably will help me a little bit. Okay. All right, so here's what my thought process is right now. Marshadow needs 1 point to do the return KO. So Marshadow is going to get this point. That's going to give me a 100-point strike. Should be able to take out Ninetales. I'm not going to do anything with Sabrina. I'm not going to play Hitmonlee down yet. So with that, I am going to go ahead and do a Stretch Kick. And we'll take out that Vulpix. Now, Ninetales is going to need the juice, going to need the energy to take out Hitmonlee. So that's going to leave the Ponyta in the back with no energy. So I'm covered there for at least one more turn. Hey, Peter. Thanks for joining. Nice to catch up with you again tonight. Wishing everyone that's on, you know, Merry Christmas. We're on Merry Christmas Christmas night. All right. So, of course, we're going to put Farfetch to the front. I'm on my fourth match. 2 wins and a loss with this deck so far. Opponents thinking through things. There's what we were expecting. A nice 90-point strike. That ties it up at 1. I'm going to bring Marshadow to the front. And with that, Marshadow will get the second point of energy. And we'll go ahead and put Hitmonlee on the bench. And I'll go ahead and do a revenge attack. That puts me up 2-1. So again tonight, what I'm trying to do is just, I didn't feel very well prepared or equipped the strategy of Marshadow when I was playing the number 1 deck, first place deck from Ursa Day's tournament, a Golem, Drudagon deck. I really struggled with the Marshadow strategy, so I thought the best way for me to learn Marshadow strategy would be just to get right out here and start getting it done. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and X speed my way back. I'm going to go ahead and retreat back. I'm going to go ahead and bring this Hitmonlee back to the front. I'm going to move this energy over to this Hitmonlee. Going to throw a little potion down on Marshadow. I'm going to bring Mew EX out. And I'm not going to use Sabrina. I'm going to actually just go ahead and work on this one that doesn't have the energy. I'm going to literally taunt my opponent to add that second energy. Hopefully they got Rapidash. And try to take out my card. Knowing I got Marshadow on the bench for a 100-point smackdown. Now, if they want to retreat on their own, they're more than welcome to do so. Two Ponytas for my opponent. One is already on the bench damaged. Both have 1 energy. Hitmonlee's been doing very well in this deck, peppering the bench. And Marshadow has done a great job at delivering 100-point shots. The trick is you got to strike first. You got to get that first hit and then let them come back to get you. Then you can Marshadow and take the lead back again. Don't necessarily want to be playing in the rears of, you know, getting taken down first and then the second attack. All right, there's 30 more points of damage. All right, so here's where I didn't want to play my Sabrina. I'm going to ask Sabrina to go ahead and bring that other card back to the front. I'm assuming my opponent's going to concede here at any moment. I'm going to put this energy on Mew, and with this, I'm going to stretch kick, and that should finish off the match. All right. Yep, that's exactly kind of how it is. Yep, everyone else is a sacrifice. My goal is I want to get 1 energy on the Marshadow sitting on the bench, and I'd like to strike first, and then any trading Marshadow come back in and give me back to the advantage, if possible. But I know there's going to be situations where it's going to allow me to get caught back up after the KO, and hopefully I can, you know, the Marshadow can withstand the next attack. So, struggling with the cold tonight. Been having it for the last few nights, so I'm going to do my best to get through, hopefully, at least a couple hours of streaming. Okay, that makes, I'm either 3-1 or 4-1. I'm already struggling keeping track of my wins. Not 100% sure, but I do know I've lost once. That was a mirror match. I lost to almost the exact same deck. They ended up with a better initial deal at the very beginning, and ultimately that was the difference in the battle. So 3-1, 4-1. We'll just say 3-1. Yeah, thanks, Peter. Okay. Yeah, I got a full house of family, but I'm up here. I just want to make sure I don't get everyone too sick. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put Farfetch'd to the front. If I don't have Hitmonlee, Farfetch'd is the next one I'm looking for. Marshadow to the bench. I would like to have one more Pokemon. Now, this deck is nothing but basics. So I don't have to worry about any evolutions or anything like that. Mew EX a basic. The Farfetch'd to basics. Marshadow a basic. Hitmonlee basic. Taurus basic. So there's Magikarp. Where oh where. Here's where I'd like to have my Hitmonlee active right now, where I could, you know, take an advantage here. I don't have energy. I'm not going first. But hopefully Professor's research can bring me a Hitmonlee. Alright, so Hitmonlee is going to go to the X spot. Excuse me, the bench. I need Leaf or an X Speed to really help me out. I'm going to go ahead and put Mew EX on the bench this time. Going to sit on my other Marshadow. And with that, I end my first turn. Now, I'm sure my opponent's going to be looking for getting that Magikarp back to their bench. They got to protect that 30 hit point Goldfish. If they don't even, they must have not even had a good hand. They couldn't even get something else out. They had a 40-point leak slap coming their way. All right, that puts me at 4-1. And another thanks. And let's move on. So far, I'm actually really enjoying playing this deck. I'm really fond of decks that are pretty simple and straightforward to play. I like them to have a little bit of strategy, so I think I'm actually doing something. Get some enjoyment out of that. But, you know, I'm far from being like a TCG Live or, you know, a physical trading card game type of player with larger decks and all kinds of special features and abilities and, you know, a huge number of tactics and strategies. I really like the simplified version that Pocket's got going for it. And I like these decks that are pretty straightforward too. It's probably why Blaine deck is one of my favorites. It's, you know, it's get your Ninetales going, get your Rapidash, use Blaine, try to win. All right, so I'm okay. We got a Blastoise EX deck coming our way. I'm going first. Pokeball. There's a Marshadow I'm looking for. I'll go ahead and place Marshadow on the bench. Taurus is in this deck to be the one counter to an EX card. Only need one counter. EX is a 2-point scorer, so I think that makes good sense on how this deck is put together. Not going to use X Speed, not going to use Giovanni, not with that. And my turn. All right, Professor's research. Let's sure hope good old Professor can help out my opponent. Looks like Professor Oak's going to pay me a visit as well. All right. So I'm a little bit on the struggle bus here. I'm not quite getting the cards. I really could use the Farfetch right now. Not happening for me. I'm going to go ahead and I've got an X speed. I think what I'll do is I'm going to use X speed, place it on my Hitmonlee. I'm going to retreat at no cost. I'm going to go ahead and go with Marshadow. I give Marshadow this 1 energy. And with that, I'm going to end my turn. So my opponent, unfortunately, it looks like has a pretty horrible dealt hand. Alright, they got an EV on the board, so we're probably looking at Vaporeon. They got a couple of water energy back there. And they're going ahead and attacking. So at this point, I'm going to start with a potion. Going to put the second energy on Marshadow. And with that, I'm going to... Doesn't make sense to use a Giovanni, so I'm going to attack for 40. So my opponent knows I'm within 1 more attack of taking out their Blastoise EX. Future Hope. So they're going to have to come back, and that's where I'm going to ask Hitmonlee to chase down that Squirtle. If it doesn't get evolved, hopefully my opponent can evolve that Squirtle, otherwise it's a target. And there's the Vaporeon, just like I was thinking. I got my Taurus as my EX protection. Got Marshadow and Hitmonlee kind of working a 1-2 combination here. Looks like Squirtle's going to, yep, retreat to the back. And it's my turn. Alright, so I'm going to start with using an X speed. I want to maintain as much energy as I can right now, so X speed for Marshadow. Marshadow's going to say, I'm back to the bench where I'm more comfortable. Hitmonlee to the active spot. Hitmonlee's going to get a point of energy. Not going to use Sabrina, Giovanni, or anybody else. Can't use Giovanni. And with that, I'm going to do a stretch kick over Vaporeon. And smack that Squirtle. Yep. That could be that's going to be interesting. I haven't seen too much of that combination, Peter, so I'm kind of excited to see how this plays out. They're going to go ahead and retreat back. So we're looking at probably an evolution coming up here. Yep, getting closer. Second energy from Vaporeon. And there's a 40-point strike on Hitmonlee. At this point, first thing I'm going to do is use Professor's Research. I got a second Hitmonlee. No Mew EX. So I'm going to not play that last basic right there. I got more basics coming my way. At this point, I am going to... I'm going to retreat. I'm going to ask Marshadow to step back up to the front. I'm going to move this energy over to Taurus. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and attack. I got Giovanni in my hand. So, Poliwhirl is in my reach, assuming it doesn't get upgraded. A little bit of a gamble here because if they... Yep, there's what I was worried about. So I gambled. It didn't pay off. I was hoping they wouldn't get it. 80-point strike. That ties it up at 1. I'm going to go ahead and... I probably shouldn't have gambled, but oh well. Sometimes it's better just to play slow and methodical and not be such a fool when it comes to gambling. I'm going to go ahead and ask Sabrina to help out a little bit. My opponent thinking through which direction they're going. They're going to bring the Vaporeon back to the front. Okay. At this point, I'm going to give Taurus second energy. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to still hold on to... I still got Hitmonlee, so I'm not going to put down my other Hitmonlee yet. Sometimes I'm a little bit more conservative in my playing, and sometimes I like rolling. It's like flipping coins. I decided to flip coins on this one. Just didn't pay off for me. I probably should have expected with as many cards they had in their hand that's the route they were going. Alright, well I'm glad I held off because now I've got at least a Marshadow. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and assign we kind of know what's coming our way. They're going to retreat back. I'm going to put that Vaporeon down to 80, and then it's going to hide behind there. So I think I'm going to go ahead and ask Sabrina to help out. So they're going to bring Wartortle to the front. At this point, I'm going to try to go ahead and get some damage going. And with that, I'll go ahead and attack. So I'm expecting to see the Wartortle either get evolved or at least move back to the bench. Okay, there's Blastoise EX. There's a washout ability. Double washout ability. Triple washout ability. Quadruple washout ability. There's a huge hit. My opponent takes a 2-1 lead. So my gamble kind of got me into a bad situation. Let's look at, as often as like you may move an energy from your bench Pokemon to your active Pokemon. That was a thing of beauty right there. Alright, Blastoise is in the commanding spot. I'm going to go ahead at this point. This match is over, but go ahead and bring Farfetch'd to the front. I don't think really I have anything I can do. Nope. I'll go ahead and continue. Good play. I think my gamble didn't pay off. Hey English, thanks for joining. Tonight I'm trying something a little bit different. Let me jump one scene here in OBS. So up on the screen, you know, here's the deck I played last night, that Golem deck. And I had a couple comments about Zapdos is included in the Wonder Pick, right? Yeah, it's the only card. Zapdos is the only card I actually need to finish my genetic apex. Only card I'm missing. So what I decided to do tonight is, since I kind of struggled with Marshadow in this deck, I put together a Marshadow deck. I'm not going to say something I invented. I just I kind of just browsed the internet, found some different versions of Marshadow decks making the rounds. I picked the Marshadow deck that I thought made the most sense, that probably within reach for me to hopefully get comfortable with soon. And that's what I'm playing tonight. My sole goal is to see how it goes, but really the sole goal is just to become more familiar with Marshadow playstyle and strategy. But overall, I'm really actually enjoying this deck. I've won like 4 or 5. I've just lost twice. I almost want to say both of the matches I've lost, I probably have gambled when I shouldn't have. And the gamble alone is kind of what knocked me out, and I lost. Well, one of my losses, it was a mirror match, same deck. My hand was not as good. The hand I was dealt wasn't as good. I tried hard. I got him to 2, but it was an uphill battle all the time. All right, so on we go. Yeah, it's a little bit of a threat sitting back there for an EX card. All right, so that puts me, I think, at 5-3. Or 4-2. Somewhere in there. Okay, Farfetch to the front. Marshadow to the bench. Again, I'm looking for either a Hitmonlee or a Farfetch to the active spot initially with the Marshadow and a Taurus on the bench. I've got a Mew EX in here as well, just because it has a genome hacking as colorless energy. And I'm running all fighting for my energy zone. Professor's Research to start this off. There's the Mew EX. I'm not going to put it down right away. Looks like I'm going up against a Blaine. With that, well, you know, I think I might put down the Mew. And I'll go ahead and start the match. Oh, okay. That one sounds interesting. I'm having fun with this deck tonight. Got a little bit of strategy to it, but I don't think it's too far like out of my reach. The Zero Retreat deck, yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, let's see what happens here. 1 hit for my opponent. So Moltres heats up Vulpix just by a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and bring Hitmonlee to the bench. I think I'm going to apply a little pressure to my opponent. So I'm going to use X speed. I'm going to go ahead and retreat. I'm going to put Hitmonlee to the front. I'm going to give Hitmonlee this energy. And I'm going to go ahead and stretch kick over to the Vulpix. Now, if my opponent has a Ninetales, no worries. If they don't have a Ninetales, then I've been able to expose that Pokemon behind their Moltres wall. But of course, they had the Ninetales. 2 energy to Moltres EX. Another Inferno Dance. Oh, okay. Let me look into that one. Let me take a look at that suggestion, Peter. Yeah, I didn't create this this particular build. Just found one, but I don't think I actually saw any of the ones I came across with Budding Expeditioner. Let's look at that after this match. Okay, let's go with Marshadow for a point of energy. I'm going to go ahead and stretch kick to the Ninetales again. And with that, it's my opponent's turn. Okay. I will, guys, I'll make that adjustment and then we'll continue on. And I'm never attached to a certain deck or a build or anything like that. So I'm always up to trying new things. It's just all about learning. And, you know, we all have exposures and experiences. So, you know, I'll definitely listen to what you guys have to say. Give it a try. Magmar steps up. Uses its 2 energy. Knocks out my Pokemon. Okay, so with that said, Marshadow is going to come up. Basically, this is Marshadow's job right here. Going to put the other one on the bench. Marshadow's going to get 2 energy. They're 2 points, 2 energy rounds away. I'm doing 100 points. I could either get rid of the Ninetales and that 90-point threat, or I could take a good chunk away. So the question is what do I do here? Take away something that's not going to be a threat for a few turns. I think that's what I'm going to do, because the other 2 are a threat right now. So I'm going to ask Sabrina to see what my opponent. Okay. Well, let's see. They're thinking this one through. A little bit of a quandary for sure. All right, so they're going to go with the wall. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and throw a 100-point attack. And it's my opponent's turn. So Ninetales is within range. Pokeball. Now if they've got Giovanni, they're within range of a KO. There's Giovanni. Alright, they're just in range for good old Farfetch'd. I didn't think they were going to go that route. Well, I'll put the Taurus on the bench, but at this point, this match is over. Oh, hold on. I don't have any points yet. I'm going to get ahead of myself. Alright, that ties it up at 2. Yeah, I was getting myself, for some reason I think I scored, and they'll come back with Ninetales. So good play on my opponent's part. All right, I'm kind of already thinking ahead here. All right, so let's go take a look at this. Good match by my opponent. I lost track of, I thought I had a point on the bench, otherwise I wouldn't have done that. Okay, so we're going to take out the potion. Okay. All right. Keyboard. Okay. Hit OK. And hit save. All right, so there's our opportunity right there. So if I go and take a look, basically Budding Explorer is going to let me pull that Mu EX. Oops, wrong card. Basically let me pull Mu EX into put into the active spot into my hand. All right. Okay. Let's give it a try. Oh, did I have psychic energy on there? You know, that caught me the other day with my fire. Like, I always got to remember to make that change anytime I make an edit. That caught me last time, too. Good catch. I would have noticed that I got into the match and said, where'd that psychic energy come from? Thanks, Peter. All right. Yeah, English, that's a great point. Just like Koga. The nice thing is it's a... I mean, Koga's, you know, nice thing is you're pulling back an EX card, which is a 2-point score if that EX is in trouble. So it's a great idea. All right, all I have is a Mars Shadow. And with that, I'll start the battle. There's good old Magikarp, so looking at Gyarados. Okay, I don't have a Hitmonlee. Give me a Hitmonlee so I can chase that Magikarp. Nope, but at least a professor's research. Maybe I'll be able to make a chase. Opponent's thinking through things. Not a very good deal for them just to have the old guppy sitting out front. All right, Professor's Research. You can win this match right here. Okay. I've got an X speed. All I need you to do is give me a Farfetch'd as an example. Okay. We'll take that. Farfetch'd down. X speed for the 1 energy retreat. We'll go ahead and retreat. And it's over. That's typically how the hands I get dealt. Usually I'm on the receiving end of what just happened there. All right. Taurus is the amazing victory card that didn't do anything. All right. Another win, 6 or 7 to 3 or so losses. I'm going to have to start keeping track of this. Okay. Gotta like that game. Let's try this again. Let's see if we can actually use that new Budding Expeditioner card. But that was a quick win. Definitely take that. Although I feel a little bit bad. That's typically what happens to me, and I don't enjoy it. Yeah, lose the coin flip. Farfetch to the front. Got a second Farfetch, but I will wait a turn to see what's going on. Gonna go ahead and start this battle. Ooh, will it be Celebi, Executor, two of the more common options there. Let's see if one of these evolutions points us in a direction. Okay, well, still the wall. Well, we still don't know. My opponent's off to a great start for getting a superior on the board. One Pokeball. Got a Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee's going to go to the bench. I'm going to put a second Far-Fetched. I don't want to lose that Hitmonlee because I like to use it as a chaser. I got 3 retreats. And we'll get off the old the ball here and get started with a 40-point leak slap. Probably going to see the wall step up to do the job. All right, Celebi EX. Oof. Servine, one step closer already. Goodness, goodness, goodness. Oh, goodness. Wow, they're off to a great start. They got their wall. They've got 2 stages of evolution. They just threw down a heel. That's a pretty amazing start for them. Yeah, we want to try that card. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and place that energy there. And initiate our attack. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of art to building decks. You got to kind of be able to forecast and kind of think of what potentially could come up against. I like building my own, and then when it's something totally brand new to me, sometimes I'll just see what other people are doing. All right, Superior. You're killing me, Superior. Professor's Research. At this point, second point of energy here. That gives me an early 1-0 lead, but we know we've got a Celebi ready to step up. So now I have a little bit of a question here. I wonder if does genome hacking take into account of what the Pokemon has for energy? I wouldn't think so, but I don't know. But I think I'm going to go find out. Now I'm actually curious. 6 coin flips. This is where I could have used a Taurus. Oh yeah, that's a pretty good one. I like the fossil discard. Ouch, 200. All right. So, at this point, I just have to know how this is going to work. Gonna go ahead and put Marshadow on the bench. I have Buddy and Expeditioner, but I really, really want to know how this is going to work. So I'm more curious than anything else. Okay, so it's just taking the energy I have. I was curious of how that was going to work. Well, I almost pulled it off. But now I know. Now, with that Budding Expeditioner, that would have been a great chance to use it, but I just had to satisfy my curiosity on how that would work. All right, they only need 3. This literally wins or loses the match for them right here. With 8 coin flips, they should get it. And they did. All right, well, now we know. I'd have played that definitely a little bit different if I wasn't so curious. But I had a chance to win, just didn't get the coin flips. All right, on to the next match. Again, thanks for joining tonight, guys. It's always fun to have you on. Just a little bit of a follow-up. I just wanted to improve on my Mars Shadow. I'm actually pretty impressed with Mars Shadow. It's definitely has scored me some a couple of victories, as well as it's been a strong deterrent. I'm gonna go with Farfetch to the front. Hitmonlee to the back. Wait and kind of see what's going on back there. Opponents taking their time to get started. Hopefully they're not disconnected. Oh wow, Mars Shadow EX. That sounds pretty intimidating. All right, so we're still waiting for opponent to set up. Oh, hold on. I just was lagging. They're waiting for me. Okay. I'm gonna ask Professor Research to help me out a little bit here. Looks like we got the Wheezing Scolopede deck coming our way. Lots of poison. I'm gonna put the Mars Shadow to the bench. And I'll start my turn. Wow, 200 XP. We need something to get up there with Charizard EX. I wonder what will be in that next expansion coming up at the end of January. Or mid-January. We got 2 Coughings, a Mew EX, and a Future Scolopede. There's 20 points. There's a Giovanni for me. Okay, so we'll go ahead and I think I'll go ahead and start here. Not going to do a Giovanni yet. Just out of range. Only 50, so with that, not going to do Sabrina. Let's just go ahead and get a slap going. Oh wow. Yeah, that sounds like it's going to be a really cool expansion. It'll be nice to see the meta completely changed around. Alright, there's the Wheezing. There's a double Wheezing. And down goes my Farfetch'd. Unfortunately, I haven't really had that much opportunity for energy. Going to put Hitmonlee to the front. Head, and at this point, I need a little... I'm going to go with Hitmonlee. Put another Marshadow down. And I'm going to hold off on Sabrina. And with that, I'm going to stretch kick. Alright, so my opponent needs a Whirlipede. And they got it. Whirlipede to 2 energy. Weezing's going to throw down a poison. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to soak up a little bit of damage here. So I'm going to do this. So first things first, let's put Sabrina out on the table. Alright, so they brought the other Whirlipede with Weezing with a 3 retreat. I know I'm poisoned, so I know I'm going to retreat back. So I'm going to put Mew to the front. I want to get rid of that poison, and at the same time, I want to start setting up a Marshadow. And with that, I'm going to end my turn. Alright, my opponent's got Scolipede, so my opponent's done a really great job of getting their evolutions going. I'm kind of songing and dancing around. I've lost 1 so far. They're going to use a leaf. Oh man, they've had every answer. I was going to use my Budding Expeditioner to pull back, but with that, they won it. That was a good match on their part. They definitely got all the cards right when they needed them. I did it. They had the leaf when they needed it. They got the Scolipede when they needed it. That's the kind of hands I need. All right, next match. Continue on. It's 9:25 West Coast USA time. Probably stream to probably another half hour or so. Depending on how my voice is doing, I might wrap it up then. Hitmonlee to the front. 2 Pokeball, Budding Expeditioner, and an X-Speed. And I actually... Budding Expeditioner is... I'm really liking the whole concept behind that. So I think that was a great suggestion to go with the Budding Expeditioner. Great suggestion. All right. I have a couple Pokeballs I want to try first. There's one. There's 2. I was hoping for a Farfetch'd. Go ahead and put that on my Hitmonlee. And we'll start working on a Pidgey. Yeah, it's a very cool card, that's for sure. Blue sets up with a little protection, plus a heal. Good move by my opponent. And a new hand. Alright, I will go ahead and put down this horse. Put this energy over here on Marshadow, so I have that striking ability. And I'll go ahead and attack again. Okay, let's see how this goes. I see 2 fire energies in my opponent's energy zone. They've already used a water energy. They do have a wall. There's Pidgeot EX. Sabrina is going to ask somebody to step forward. So at this point, I think I will ask my Mew to step forward. And they're doing a great job. They're getting to play down their cards and then get 3 back. Pretty amazing card, for sure. Okay. So with this, I'm going to X speed back. Hitmonlee to the front. And ask Professor's Research to help me out. Come on, Professor Oak. Another Sabrina. At this point, I'm going to assign this energy. Over to Mew. And with that, stretch kick. And take out the Pidgey. Okay. Oh, they conceded. Alright, I guess they weren't getting what they were looking for. I think maybe they had their energy zone kind of goofed up too. Let's go ahead and move on. Or maybe not. Calling this my Fighting Spice deck. Level 27, Slowpoke. Okay, overall, I've definitely had more wins than losses. Having fun with this deck. Farfetch to the front. I'll go ahead and put Mew down. And my opponent conceded. They either did not like what they wanted, or they had a mistake somewhere and need to start over. That was 2 quick wins. And queue up again. Let's see what I'm up against this time. I've won the coin flip. Farfetch to the active spot. Marshadow. Taurus. I'll take those to start. Celebi EX right away to the active spot. Professor Oak, help me out. And I ask Hitmonlee to step forward as well. And with that, my opponent gets to start off with the first energy of the match. And all grass energy in their energy zone. They're probably happy not to see a fire deck. I'm going to go ahead and use Farfetched here. Ask Professor Oak, though, to help out a little bit. I'll go ahead and use this Pokeball just to see what I can have in my hand. Okay. And with that, I will attack. There's a 40-point shot to my opponent. They're up to 2 energy now. 2 coin flips. Tails and a heads. Alright, I live to survive another attack. My poor opponent has nobody else on the bench yet. So with that, I'm going to move this energy over to Marshadow. I'm going to go ahead and ask Giovanni to help out. And the reason of that is I'm going to protect against a couple of healing potions. Okay, let's see what's going on now. Yay, they got somebody on the bench, so that's good for them. And Erica. 3 energy, they're going all in. I'm going to go ahead and ask Sabrina to help out. I'm going to put this point on Taurus. And I think I'm going to... I'll try to taunt them to come forward and attack. I put them down to 30. Farfetch has 1 energy. Enough to retreat back, enough for Hitmonlee to step up. A second Snivy to the bench. The weekend Snivy's evolved to Servine. Moves the other Snivy to the front. And with that, I'm just going to ask my Farfetch to just keep delivering the damage. I'm going to put a second energy over here on Taurus. Taurus is starting to energize up. I think at this point I will... Actually, I think what I'm going to do... How's my time doing? 44 seconds. I could use a Sabrina, they're probably not going to bring up their Servine. It's too close. So we're going to see Celebi come up. I got a 40 point, I got a 50 point hit, bring it down to 40. That's a pretty weakened state. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to ask Sabrina to help out. So I'm expecting Celebi to step forward. Oh. Okay, they're holding on to that Celebi. So Farfetch'd will go ahead and attack. Gives me the early lead. Pokeball for my opponent. Finally getting their bench going a little bit. Another Celebi EX. Gonna bring the other Celebi EX to the active spot. And my Farfetch'd is just literally holding it down. I know I'm sitting on this right here, which is 120 points of damage. So, and I have Giovanni. So with that, I'm going to ask, I'm going to spend a next speed. I'm going to ask Farfetch'd to retreat back and put Taurus into the driver's seat. I'm going to play Giovanni. And with that, gotta assign that energy. And with that, I'll go ahead and attack. Okay. All right. Moving on to another match. Great to see you guys visiting. My pocket and chill night. Okay, another win. I'm definitely must be like, I want to say somewhere around 75% wins, 25%, maybe 30 to 70%, somewhere in there, but definitely on the win side. Having fun playing this deck. Okay. So I think what I'll do this match, I'll go ahead and put Marshadow to the front, put Mew on the bench. And I'll start the battle. Hitmonlee. Could be a mirror match again. And it's my turn. Her opponent only has one active Pokemon. So I'll start off with a Pokeball. Another Hitmonlee. And then another Pokeball. Okay, it's a Hitmonlee convention. Professor's research. I'd take a Farfetch'd. Not going to happen, though. Alright, with that, I'll go ahead and assign an energy to Marshadow. Go ahead and put one Hitmonlee down. And with that, I'll end my turn. Professor Oak trying to bail out my opponent. They could use some help. There we go, got a Pokeball. Old Amber. Okay. Another Hitmonlee. Fortunately, I don't have to do evolutions. Take that, old Amber. All right, so got a Farfetch'd, so I'm gonna go ahead and place this Farfetch'd. I want to keep that point, that energy on Marshadow for us within striking difference on a KO. So I'm gonna ask Leaf to help out. Gonna retreat back. Gonna put Farfetch'd into the active spot. And I'm going to start here. And I'm going to attack. Gonna put a little more pressure on Hitmonlee. I'm assuming we're gonna see some type of rotation. Yeah, there's your Aerodactyl. That's okay. I'm not too worried about evolving. Land Crush. Okay, so let's go ahead and put Marshadow. Professor's research is going to help me out. Going to hold off on that other Hitmonlee. Second point of energy is going here. I'm going to go ahead and put this Hitmonlee down. No, I'm going to wait. And with that, I will attack. I'm down early here. There's another good attack by opponent. All right. So I'm on the gamble bus here. Oh, I still didn't get what I was looking for. Wow. Struggle, struggle, struggle. Sabrina. And with that, I'll end my turn. All right, Aerodactyl's doing a decent job. And that's a good match on my opponent's part. I just couldn't get things turned around. Very nice. They got a great cleanup with that Aerodactyl. Good match on their part. Okay. Yeah, it's my son in the background. They're upstairs early, so. Okay. I thought I had my mic adjusted to only take a certain dB level, so thanks for the point out there. That shows me I need to make another adjustment on the dB level so that it's not picking up the background noise. Matter of fact, I think I'll be quiet for a second and see. I can see where it registers, so I know where to set it. No, must only be engaging. I'm not seeing it tripping my dB meters. Oh, I'll subscribe too. I'll definitely take a look at it as well. Even if you don't have anything going yet, you'll have at least a couple subscribers. All right, let me start the battle. All right, let's see how this is going. $39 subscribers, 0 videos. You're off to a great start. So it looks like we got a mirror match almost, except that we're looking at Aerodactyl again. Let me do this real quick. I'll go over here. I'm going to put my facial recognition on hold for a moment while I'm playing. Okay, I'm not paying too good of attention. All right, where was it at? All right. Oh, I should need to pay attention. All right, professor's research. I'm going to go ahead and use a Pokeball. There's a Marshadow. I'll take Marshadow. Gonna use X speed on Mew. Gonna ask Mew to come back. Put Farfetch to the active spot. Place this energy on Marshadow. And I'll attack. And keep going. Alright, so let's see. Did I? I couldn't find you at first, English, but I had a typo. I'm looking right now. Trying to multitask here. Oh, Marshadow takes me out. Just as expected. My turn to return the favor. All right. Oh my phone with the record. I'll have to do it afterwards. I'll definitely subscribe though. All right, so let's see where we're at on all this. Haven't even been paying attention this entire game, but it appears I'm up 2-1. Little damage on Mew EX. I'm going to go ahead and put my other Marshadow down. Place that there. Yes, I got some Giovanni to help out. My opponent's trying to whittle down Mew EX a little bit. Aerodactyl on the table. Aerodactyl with 1 energy. Gonna go ahead and heal up some. That's what I was expecting. And my turn. We'll just go ahead and get right to this match. Finish it off. All right, another win. Maybe I should do that more often. I was literally not paying much attention at all. Trying to get set up with English, but my phone was a little too slow. The tradable shine dust become the currency to trade. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, and whatever. Actually, I have some extras I can help. I actually put together for the Lapras and the Venusaur. I have at least one in every language of both of those. So I'm kind of proud of that. It's kind of neat to have 9 languages of both those cards. Okay. Another match. Definitely doing very well with this deck tonight. Yeah, I hope trading doesn't turn into some crazy trading setup like Pokemon Go or something like that. Or you have to have maybe friendship levels and it costs so much more if you don't have it. I mean, and the real life cards, that's what we want to do, right? You don't have a card, you have a friend who has one. You know, it's just like, hey, trade you this one for this one. Marshadow to the front, that's all I have. Yeah, once I had everything done, I would just play, gather 10 packs. I'd go to a language, open, and then once I got that language, Lapras, then I just change a language and keep going with the ones I had kind of stacked in my mail. Because it's not so much when you win them and what language, it's when you open them what language. And then just worked my way all the way through. Pokeball. Celebi EX. Hitmonlee. Professor Oak, bring me a Taurus. Bring me a bull. Instead of a bull, he gives me a bird. With a leak in its beak. Not going to use X speed, and with that, my turn's done. Oh, that's cool. Yep, 5 minutes left. A little less than that. By the time I catch up on the chat. All right. I need to start paying attention here, but complete lack of focus has been working wonders for me. X speed. Gonna bring Marshadow back. Gonna bring this crazy bird to the front. I'm gonna give the bird some energy. I'm gonna ask Sabrina to pull forward the Snivy. And I will attack. Okay. Let's see. Yep, there's Servine, one step closer. Here comes the coin flips. Let's see how the coin flips treat me. Well, just like that. Okay. Hitmonlee to the front. Little Professor's Research. Oh, actually, I'm going to put Farfetch down. See here. I think what I'm going to do is use this X. Well, let me think about this. Put Mew on the bench. I'm going to use this X speed. No, I didn't want to do that. Well. And let's go ahead and assign this energy here. And attack. All right. Professor Research. Superior. My opponent's doing good. Two matches, though. I haven't been paying attention. Just been kind of keeping up on chat. I was trying to find English's page, but my phone was too slow with the facial recognition software going. Okay. Totally. Let's see if I can put something together. Put that energy on Marshadow. And don't have room for a knockout, so yeah, I'll just concede this match. Oh, you can just call me. Yeah, you can say Bud, Game. Doesn't really matter to me. All right. There's a loss in the books. Took almost an hour. All right, let's continue on a little bit longer. Yeah, there's not like a lot of us in the chat, so it's pretty easy to keep caught up with things. All right. My voice is about gone. One more match. Let's see if I can end on a winning note. Last match of the night. Let's make this happen. My boy Blue against Eevee. All right. Hitmonlee to the front. Taurus to the bench. And with that, I'll start. Yeah, you literally could call me an OG gamer. I'll give each of you guys a guess of how many years ago I played my first video game. Okay, so all right, well, we're not going to count that as a win. We've got to play at least one more match. Try this again. One last try. And we got a date change. Let me just load back in. Okay, rare pick available. So that's the first time I've seen that icon. Rare pick available. I've got some mail, so I got a couple of things going on. So let's take a look. Lightning type Pokemon mass outbreak underway. Well, I need Zapdos, so gonna go for about a week. I know you guys were talking about some of this. I just been kind of focused on playing at the same time. All right, let's give this a whirl. And then a bonus pick. Okay, rare pick. 3. Little slight detour here. Raichu. Where was all the magic at? Ah, top right corner. I had bottom right. No cost. Okay. Pikachu. Okay. All right, nothing else going on. All right. Last match. Let's try this again. That quick concession, we can't count that. Okay, I want to end on a good note. Come on, good deal. Give me a good hand. Well, I won the coin flip. Well, Farfetch to the front. Hitmonlee to the bench. I'm sitting on a Sabrina, a Professor's Research, and an X Speed, so I'm liking that. That's not too bad. Voldemort Shadow, I'll take that. Professor's Research. Come on, Professor Oak. Am I up against a Celebi EX again? And with that, let's get this battle started. Snivy's going to start with a nice energy feed. Unless, of course, Pokeball brings out a Celebi EX. Yep. Then we know where that energy feed's going. Kind of hard to stop that. Okay. So let's go ahead and far-fetched energy and start off with an attack. Let's see, Celebi to the front with the double coin flip. Nope. Okay. Well, at this point, I'm gonna go for what I need to do. So I put this energy on Marshadow and ask Giovanni to help out. And with that, we'll attack. Last match of the night, going for victory. Early lead, but we're up against Celebi EX, so we know that can change in a moment's notice. I'll see how this goes. Blastoise promo will be cool. Alright, there's Celebi that I was expecting. If Celebi gets off to the races here, it's going to be hard for me. Low start for Celebi. Looking for a Pokeball. Another far-fetched. At this point, I'll take whatever damage I can bring up. I'm going to go ahead and give this energy to my... I'll give it to Farfetch'd. With that, I'm going to use Giovanni again. And attack. That puts me within striking distance from Marshadow. And of course, they're superior. There's a heal. Flipping 8 coins. All right, so that ties it up at 1. But it kind of makes me wonder if my opponent didn't really realize what Marshadow is capable of. Because I just gave away the match. Okay, Marshadow in action. All right, that was a good final match. Well, hey guys, I can hang on for a few more minutes if you guys want to. If you guys aren't necessarily caught up in your conversation, I will just take a. I could take a break for a moment, just get something to drink, and be back in a few. I'll do that because you guys look like you have a good conversation going, and I don't want to interrupt that. I don't want to interrupt that conversation, so I will just sit here on my screen, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Hey, I went ahead and subscribed, so I'm dialed in as well, English. So I took a moment while I was getting something to drink. So I'm ready to continue on. I'm actually enjoying this deck, doing pretty good with it. You guys go ahead and continue your conversation, and I'll continue to explore the power of this deck. All right, on I go. Level 29, Boy Blue. My new favorite character icon. The other thing I think I'll do, since you guys are both on, is... Let me get to that in a moment. Let me get this started. More shadow. And start the battle. All right, we've got a dragon deck. Nice. All right, Professor Oak. We're up against some baddies. He brings over Sabrina and Hitmonlee. All right. So I think we're going to put Hitmonlee. We're going to not use X speed yet. Doesn't really matter when I do it. I'm going to end my turn. And let's get this party started with some energy assignments. So I see a lightning energy. I see some water energy. So X speed. Well, before I even do, let's go ahead and Professor's research. Pokeball Giovanni. So I'll go ahead and use the Pokeball. Farfetch'd. I'll take the Farfetch'd, so I'll place the Farfetch'd down. Now I'll use the X speed. Gonna go ahead and retreat back. Hitmonlee to the front. And assign him an energy. And I'm gonna ask him to start kicking on that Dratini back there. Let's see if we can stop Dragonite, maybe by the time, maybe Dragonair. We just don't want to see Dragonite. 2 energy. Another wall. There's Dragonair. My opponent's getting dialed in on his bench, or her bench. I'm going to take, they will take negative 10 damage. Go ahead and get Marshadow ready to go. And with that, we'll go ahead and attack. My opponent's only got 1, now 2 cards. They're looking at double lightning energy in their hand. Oak's gonna pull a couple more cards. 3 lightning over there. That must be Dragonite. Now the party's going to begin. Dragonite's a bad, bad boy. Okay, in the meantime, another Marshadow. I'm going to go ahead and put that Dragonite within range. Hitmonlee holding it down for me. Long-legged stretch kick. Right over the wall. Right onto Dragonite. Another Pokeball. I have not seen fire in this deck. A person's energy, so Those walls aren't going to be able to attack. But Dragonites powering up and to the front. And there was a tough hit. Fortunate for me. One more shadow lived through that. So, X speed, come on back. Hitmonlee, fabulous job. Marshadow to the front. Gonna give Marshadow that energy. At the same time, what's Pokeball gonna bring me? A Mew EX. I'll take it. And with that, gonna issue attack. Dragonite goes down. All right. Okay. Just getting caught up on chat a little bit. Wall to the front. We've got a Mew EX back there. I need to start planning for Mew EX. I think my plans will include a retreat back. Hitmonlee doing an amazing job in this match. Mew EX will start powering it up. And we'll let Hitmonlee continue. Just a barrage of long-legged stretch kicks. Mew EX is now in striking distance. The walls, not a whole lot going on. Another energy for Mew. In the meantime, there comes yet another kick. Hammer time. What's going on there? Okay. Far-fetched. Stretch kick. My opponent's hanging on by a thread. Go with another energy here. Yes, Hitmonlee. Dratini. Let's get that Dragonite war down. We gotta keep everything within Marshadow striking distance. Yeah, here comes Dragonair. I guess I shouldn't, I should probably just quit playing and go get the Mew and finish this match. My bad. I'm having too much time kind of playing here. Alright, so here comes Dragonite. Good move on my opponent's part. Hey, Doc, thanks for joining the stream tonight. Just a little bit of what we're calling Pocket and Chill. Peter, English, myself, just visiting while I'm live streaming. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, I got all kinds of... Okay. Just waiting for Dragonite to come out and maybe do some major damage. Boy Blue is going to protect. Let's see how this turns out. Ah, they got me with the EX. What a lucky... Man. Well, win some, you lose some. That was a fun match. They got lucky on where that attack went. All right, next match. Still way ahead on wins compared to losses. Lost track now, but I'm probably for every 2 wins, 1 loss. I think I'm around 70, actually 75% wins. Somewhere right around there with this deck. Again, last night I struggled playing Marshadow. And so tonight I wanted to give it another try. And so here I am playing a Marshadow deck that I found kind of floating around the content creator internet space. And with that, I think I'll start battle. Okay. Start with a Pokeball. And I'm going to go ahead and put Farfetch'd on the bench. Don't have any energy to work with yet, so I'm not going to do anything. So with that, I'll end my turn. And now my opponent starts off with a first energy assignment. Yep, great conversation tonight. English, Peter, Doc, thanks for joining. We're just going to kind of keep streaming. We got some good conversation going. I definitely don't want to get in the way of a good flow of conversation. So I'll just keep battling away with this deck. All right. Got some energy coming my way now. Hitmonlee is already a little bit on the wounded side. Going to use this X speed to bring Hitmonlee back. I'm going to ask this crazy leak onion bird carrying critter to step forward. We'll give Farfetch'd some energy and do a leak slap. All right. Mythical Slab. Perfect card for a psychic deck. Professor Oak coming in, gonna do a little research. And we got an Abra. And another Abra. Just a Kadabra. Abra, Kadabra, Alakazam away. Alright. In the meantime, this little bird is relentless as a 1 energy 40 damage basic. Definitely owns the early game space. Mars Shadow needs a point energy for that KO 100-point strike. I'm going to go ahead and put another Mars Shadow down. That gives me another 100-point strike. Typically, I'd like to hold off for that Taurus, but I'm going to go ahead and put it down and then look for that Taurus. All right, Peter, take care. We'll catch up with you soon, Peter. All right. Two Abras on the table. Beautiful looking card set with a beautiful looking playmat. Second mythical slab has been played. My opponent's sitting on a very large hand. There's a Kadabra. They're probably starting to ramp up back there. Gonna go ahead and ask Professor Oak to help out a little bit. Go ahead and use this Pokeball. I'd like to see a Taurus or a Mew. I'll take either. Gotta give this other Mars Shadow an energy. So now I've got 200-point strikes on KOs. And I've got the 1 KO lead, so even if I trade, I'm in a good position. Yeah, Alakazam, it's a great looking card too. If it's the really cool looking one. Alright. There's Alakazam. We're looking at a basic form Alakazam. So far, we're looking at a budget deck here. I haven't... No EXs. We're up against. Going to put this energy on Hitmonlee. I'm not going to use my Giovanni yet, because I'm going to use Professor's Research. There's a Leaf and a Sabrina. And with that, this crazy little bird is just working its way through the front lines. Yeah, Alakazam is a good deck. Alright, so here we go. Let's take a look. Deal 20 damage from each of your Pokemon. 2 energy. So let's go ahead. I'm sitting on a ton of cards as well here. I'm going to go ahead and use Giovanni here. I'm going to assign this point of energy over to Mars Shadow. I really wish I had something else, a little more energy like the Mew or the Taurus to be energizing up on, because I'm almost getting too much damage here. And there's another strike, so that puts me up 2-0. My opponent has had a very large hand the entire match, so they're definitely not getting the cards they need. Alright, let's see what's going to happen here. Third energy to Kadabra. And an attack there. 120 points of damage. I don't know if that's pronounced Florid. Be my guess. I think that's how I pronounced it playing the other Pokemon games. Alright. Mars Shadow to the active spot. And there's a Taurus, and we got the... I'm going to go with Mew. Going to bring Sabrina into the equation. And the reason is we want to attack that to a weaker wall there and finish the match. Alright, another win. This deck has just been kind of motoring along. I'll continue to stream for a little bit, English. If you're ready to, anytime you're ready to call it a night, I'll probably go ahead and finish up with that match. If not, I'll stream for about another 25 minutes and wrap it up. At would be 11 o'clock p.m. my time, west coast of the U.S. Another battle. Okay, this deck has been pretty fun to play. So English, I did subscribe to your channel, so I'm dialed in as well. Once you get going. Hitmonlee to the front. Marshadow to the bench. And with that, I'll go ahead and start battle. There's a Mew EX. Always going to start with my Pokeball first. Gonna follow it up with Professor's Research. Professor Oak, bring me some good help. Budding Expeditioner and a Pokeball. We'll use the Pokeball. And gonna put, well, I gotta hit Hitmonlee. I want my crazy little bird. And I'm gonna go ahead and put Mew on the bench. And with that, I'm going to end my turn. I use Canva for thumbnail creation. And, you know, there's a lot of different schools of thought on how to make thumbnails. My thumbnails really don't subscribe to the normal thought process. So what I use is Bing AI. Or within Canva, Bing AI gives you 15 images for free a day. Inside of Canva, they have like Magic Media, and I think it gives you like some crazy 500 images or something a day. And so I'll just put in a bunch of different things, get what I like, set it to a, you know, a landscape mode, and then start working from there. Okay, so let's. We got a Pikachu and sitting in the back, 1 energy. So I am going to put this energy on Marshadow, so I got that 100-point strike. And with that, that's all I'm going to do. And then I don't know if you're planning to do like pocket stuff for like all the pocket cards and stuff. I go to Pokemon Zone and then pull all the images from there. But depending on what you're streaming, I usually start with the AI. You can also use Chat GPT for titles. I haven't used it, but I hear a lot of people do. But the other cool thing right now is YouTube has an inspiration part in Studio. And so you can kind of give it some ideas, and it'll kind of give you ideas for headlines, titles, and all that kind of stuff. 60-point smack. That hurt a little bit. Okay, I'll use the X speed on Hitmonlee. I'm going to put to work this crazy little bird. Far-fetched. Very impressed with this little guy here. He's been swinging this onion around like crazy. That'll put that EX within striking distance of the Marshadow. Yeah, if you just load Studio, or I run Studio from the website, you know, and I do everything from my iPad. Like kind of have like a mobile studio, but it does have an inspiration tab. It'll give you suggestions based on your other videos, as well as you can kind of type some things in. It'll give you a default thumbnail. For the most part, I haven't really liked the thumbnails too much, but I have liked the titles. All right, so we got this knee to the front. I think I'll ask Sabrina to help out again. And they're going to bring the one to the front that got the damage. We'll do another slap there. That pretty much takes it out of heal range. Oh, you know, I don't know the answer on that. If premium helps or not. My instinct says it's not, but maybe it might give you a little more access to maybe some of the back-end content creator stuff. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm struggling with the cold all day, the last couple of days, so I've been sniffling like crazy. I wasn't even sure if I was going to stream because I wasn't sure if my voice was going to hold out. So, right up front, that was kind of the first things I was mentioning. Is like, I've got a ton of sniffles. My voice is kind of a little bit on the harsh side. All right, I need to pay attention for a moment. Let's put this Hitmonlee back to the front. All right, got it. One Pikachu EX down. Another one's been hit. 0-0 match. Opponent's thinking through, what are they going to do? They're kind of rotating damage around, which is pretty impressive. And with that, they're going to do another 10-point attack. Let's see if I'm paralyzed or not. And I'm not. But we'll take that. All right. I want to definitely put that other... Let's see. Just thinking this through. No, I'm going to put the energy there. I'll play Sabrina. Yeah, I have a lot of seasonal allergies myself. Okay, so they went with the Blitzel. I think what I'll do here is use an X speed. Bring this Pokemon back. I'm going to put my crazy little bird that's just been hammering down tonight. Now Giovanni will take me out. Been a good match. My opponent has yeah, I was thinking about kicking the middle one too to get it in striking distance. Oh, not what I wanted to do. All right, I'm going to put Taurus down. And I'm going to... Put a point. And retreat. And put that point there. All right. Good match here. Let my opponent think through their next step. Okay, what have they got? Okay, Pikachu EX coming back to the front. There's Giovanni. That gives them 2 points. So at this point, I really have no choice. If I put Hitmonlee in, won't be able to withstand another 60-point damage. It all depends if my opponent has more bench power. I'm going to assume that... oops. Yeah, I wasn't even paying attention. I thought I already had a point on that. I goofed this matchup. Darn it. Well, straight back. Do that. Marshadow to the bench. And with that, I will end my turn. Okay, so bench is still full, Sabrina. And that'll finish the match off. Good match by my opponent. I kind of struggled on this one. And then added on the mistake. Good job by my opponent. All right. Getting down towards the end of things. I've got about 1 or 2 more matches, depending on how quick they go. Overall, this deck has been pretty fun. Definitely at least double the wins of losses. Let's see if we can finish up with a good win here. Level 46. Wow. That's a lot of packs opened to get to 46. And of course, crazy, there's people at level 50 already. We're at level 50 very early on in the whole release of the game. Early November. I'm going to put the Farfetch to the active spot, Hitmonlee down on the bench. And with that, I'm going to start my turn. So Ingrish, what type of stuff are you planning to cover on your channel? Articuno. First time I've seen this deck tonight. Okay. I'm going to go with Professor's Research. And place a Farfetch down. And go ahead and assign 1 energy. And with that, I'll start. Oh, nice. Are you covering just Pocket, or are you going to cover other Pokemon games? Oh, they conceded. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Well, there's a lot of oh, black and white. Nice. You know, Pocket's making a ton of money, so there's more and more streamers coming out. So there's probably still room and opportunity there. What I've been trying to do is I want to get in on a game that's in beta, something that I can actually be at the front of the content, not picking it up when the game releases or sometime thereafter. Because a lot of people already kind of establish who they're comfortable watching and going to. So by the time the game releases, you know, someone's been in a beta for 2 months, they've got a huge step forward. So I'm constantly looking at new games coming out to see if I can't find an opportunity to like really kind of like surfing, catch the wave, right? Here comes a beta wave, hop on it. By the time it crosses over into full global release, you're already at the peak, just carving it up, versus everyone else who's just like paddling just to get started. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about doing. Yeah. All right. Well, let me just play one more match. I'm just going to finish off with this deck tonight. Next night, tomorrow night, I'll have a new spice. I've got a couple of things in ideas. But let me finish off one last match with this, and we'll call it good. Yeah, I saw that. That's the, I think the 6v6. I'm trying to, I'm just always on the lookout for games in beta. That's what I'm trying to capitalize on. Right now I have my eye on Moco, mo.co, which is a Supercell game. It's kind of like a RPG light type of environment. I'm looking at, I kind of like games like Subway Surfers. I've done a little bit of content on, but there's a game called Sonic Rumble, which is kind of like a Fall Guys game. That one looks pretty fun. It's a mobile. I'm kind of looking at that right now. Yeah, last match of the night. So, yeah, if you can find something like the next Pokemon game, or if you're just into Pokemon, something coming up, something where there's just not a lot of content creators yet, you can really kind of establish yourself early. And are you streaming for like games on PCs, consoles, Xbox, PlayStation, mobile? What's your you can have a specific platform, or you're going to kind of stream on all of them? Because like black and white, for example. Okay, let me go ahead and hit start battle. Magikarp. I'm going to finish up against Gyarados. Yeah, I've got my Hitmonlee. I assume we're going to see an exchange and Magikarp go to the back. Oh, nice. Yeah, for me, I'm just focused on mobile. Just with my current physical situation here at home. I'm kind of limited to just like mobile gaming. So my thought. Wow, okay. I get a free shot at the Magikarp. I'm not going to complain with that. Good last match to start. Ragnarok. You missed the beta for that one? Oh, it's on mobile. Nice. Yeah, every few times a week, I always like go and check in on games to see what's kind of coming my way. I'm in right now. The game I'm playing, I actually am enjoying it, but it's actually a single player game. It's called Dredge. I'm on the beta for the mobile of that. Okay, I'll take a look at that one. Thanks. All right, we got a Froakie. So we got the typical Gyarados EX Greninja Druddigon deck that I played for a couple of nights, just a few nights ago. So we're just going to go right to work. I'm going to save that energy on Farfetch'd. I'm going to use the next speed. Going to retreat back. I'm going to ask Hitman Lee to step in. Going to assign an energy there. Professor Oak hopefully can give me some extra help. Got a Marshadow. Definitely take the Marshadow. Put that on the bench. Bench is looking pretty good. Question is, and so far tonight, I have not been too successful on taking out the bench before they evolve and get out of my reach. But I've been able to keep some good pressure. Oh, okay. I'll take a look at that. Yeah, I follow the weekly charts for like Android and iPhone for most downloads. And then I kind of stay tuned into the areas where most of my subscribers are. And then I kind of make some of my decisions on any new games just to kind of take little sneak peeks at, kind of looking at what the trends are in those areas. Brigadier with a nice smack right there. All right. So we're going to ask Hitmonlee to come back. Farfetch'd to the front. Giovanni to help out. And this match so far has let me take out the early evolutions of the big hitters before they've shown up. Yeah, I'll definitely take a look at that. Thanks for the lead, English. All right, Dragon back to the front. My opponent needs some help. They, oh, okay. Yep, and they conceded. All right. Finished off pretty well there. Let me just send a thanks. I think my voice is about gone. If I have enough voice, I'll be back on tomorrow night. If not, I'll probably have to take a day break, but I'm on Christmas vacation, so most likely I'll be on again tomorrow night at 8. So, English, thanks for the conversation tonight. I know Peter's not on, so I enjoyed visiting with Peter as well. We had some conversation there with Doctor. It was nice to talk to Doctor as well. So, English, have a good rest of your night, and we'll catch up soon. Take care. And as always, let's battle.